Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Monica L. Peterson, and I am with the Narcissistic Abuse Institute. And we're going to talk about today Overcomers Academy. And so the problem that we're facing is the narcissistic abuse is an under-recognized, understudied public health issue. And you may not know this, but it affects more than 158 million people. Now that's a lot of people, and that's in the United States alone. Recently we got an email from a lady in another country. And I'm going to read it to you because it's very relevant to what we're talking about. And I want you to see that this is the opportunity. Because it's not only in the United States, narcissistic abuse happens all around the world. So she sends the email. It says, I went through the worst abuse in my lifetime by a family member. So narcissistic abuse can be anyone. It can be a parent, a sibling, boss, anyone, male or female. She said this abuse was after 5 years of hooping. And before the 5 years, it was 5 years of discard. So she was in abuse with a sibling for over 12 years. She says, and now she realized that it was abuse. She's a professional, she's a doctor in another country. And so she's looking for a course that's online or in person. So she wants to, this is her talking to me. She says she wants to become an ambassador of narcissistic abuse coaching. And she said in their country, other women are suffering and no one knows what's going on. That's why it's under-recognized and it's not studied. So that's why I created the Narcissistic Abuse Institute in 2017, to help with that, to help alleviate that, to help research on it. She says she's looking forward to becoming a narcissistic abuse coach. And she says the abuse is emotional and it has shattered her soul. So this type of abuse is nothing you can see. Normally domestic violence is a black eye or a broken arm, something you can see. Narcissistic abuse is emotional and psychological abuse, so it's something you can't see, and it's incredibly painful. And she wants to help others transform their lives. That's why I started this, because I wanted to help others transform their lives also. So the market opportunity. So this is the coaching industry is rapidly growing. In 2019, it was approximately 15 billion, opportunity for 15 billion. Now in 2025, the coaching industry is projected to reach 30 billion. So, and that's according to the International Coaching Federation. So the Narcissistic Abuse Institute we provide educational support services and resources that help individuals, businesses, governments, and we're working with local, state, and federal government contracts. So that's why I created this, to specifically work with government contracting as well as personal and professional development. And so we help people transform their lives after traumatic mental health issues. This is a mental health issue, according to the DSM. And so it's called Overcomers Academy. Last time when we came, someone mentioned maybe we should change the name. But what I did was I went with Overcomers Academy. We're going to focus on that as opposed to, talking about, well, we're going to always talk about narcissistic abuse. So we're working on our certification, our MBE and WBE. And also in the future, we would like to work on the economically disadvantaged and small business certifications. That helps you get contracts. And as I said, we were formed in 2021. As a matter of fact, in the middle of the pandemic. And that's when you found out how important it was to have a great support system. So the services that we do are one-on-one coaching, we do group coaching, we do non-therapeutic spiritual counseling. I'm an ordained minister, so we have to utilize that as a resource. We do workshops, seminars, retreats, conferences. Of course, we do personal and professional development. And we work with other domestic violence organizations, police, lawyers, As a matter of fact, I work with a lawyer from Colorado, and we co-wrote an article. We do community engagement, and as I said before, government contracting. So the benefits of our products are 80% of people who receive coaching increase their confidence. So that's one of our goals. So our goals are to help people recognize toxic people, set healthy boundaries, and build their self-confidence. We help people increase their productivity, and 12% foster growth from work-life balance. So we're trying to help people be able to deal better with personal and professional relationships and work life. So our product is unique because this is a niche market. Most of the domestic violence organizations within St. Louis only deal with domestic violence as in physical violence. We specifically, there is no other organization in St. Louis that specifically deals with emotional and psychological abuse like narcissistic abuse. And we try to be authentic. That's why I share my stories. I probably shared a story last time, and I shared one before, because I was in an abusive relationship. That's why I started my business, because I wanted to help other people overcome that, because it is a mental health issue. And then we have other people, so we have 4 pillars we deal with: mental health, physical health, physical health, mental health, financial health, and spiritual health. So, the goal of the Narcissistic Abuse Institute is to encourage, is to empower, and to help people transform their lives. So, that is my pitch.